Hello, World Civ class. So I do want to apologize again for I'm not up to speed with my grading, as I've mentioned in the last announcement, because I had computer issues. And this is really frustrating because I have another job which I work a lot. It's much more physical. I don't have a lot of time. I get a day off, and instead I had to go buy a new computer, and just spending out, just being out all day, resolving that problem as opposed to just working on my classes. So I think you guys definitely understand being in that kind of circumstance. I'm just sorry that it happened. So this Tuesday, I'm actually heading out to work on my other job now, and I worked all day yesterday at my other job. So I'm not going to really probably start being able to grade until Tuesday, and that's when I'm going to be off. And goodness, may there be no more issues, right? So just to say, I mentioned to my other two classes, I can't have us take a week off. It's Thanksgiving week. But I can modify things, and that's what I did. I actually took off one assignment and put everything else due on Sunday. So you should be able to focus on spending times with friends and family and travel time, and still be able to get this work done, okay? That's the best I can do. So I do hope you guys have a great week. And have a nice holiday. Even if you have family that you maybe only want to see in limited doses. Hopefully you actually like seeing your family. That's also nice. Anyways, so just real quick to say, this was an interesting week, right? You were able to study Islam thoroughly. You're not experts now, but I really feel like, what we covered, the fact that you even know what hadiths are. When I would teach high school textbooks, they talk about Judaism, they say the Torah, and then Islam, they'd say the Quran. And the Talmud and the hadiths were barely mentioned, and certainly not, the average person on the street that has any kind of exposure to these religions is usually not aware of one of the most important elements to these two belief systems for these people historically. The religious groups. So in Judaism, right, the Talmud, and in Islam, hadiths. Of course, Quran is the most important, but the hadiths, as we saw and we learned, play a significant role in Islamic law, for instance, in Sharia. And they also are a bone of contention in terms of different groups within Islam. So that should be good. The Shiite-Sunni split, this actually really, okay, so I just want to get you hip. And this week I'm going to try to send you some articles, or I've been wanting to address this, but this week I because of the technical problems. Saudi Arabia and Iran right now, they are in a massive power play in the Middle East that could lead us into a whole nother set of more wars. And the U.S., for many sets of reasons, is extremely pro-Saudi right now, but that's even kind of splitting. And you got to realize Trump, for all of his accusations of being Islamophobic, just gave $100 billion aid package to Saudi Arabia. When it comes to trying to understand the world and what's really happening with our political leaders, like ours and the rest of the world, what you see is being a historian. It's very exhausting. It takes a lot of work. It's like trying to work out and be muscular, right? Obviously, I'm not doing that. But in other words, when you see somebody who's muscular, it's because they put work into it, right? understanding the world takes a lot of work, and I think that this is the problem that people have, is they want to watch a news outlet and get everything figured out, like somebody to just spill it out to them really quick. And you take your own bias towards a certain idea, group of people, whatever, and you find a news station that kind of confirms some of your thoughts, fears, and concerns, and you want to have it all figured out. No, I'm sorry. The world is complex. Game of Thrones, one of the things that I really like about that TV show is that the Game of Thrones illustrates how politics really works. Behind the scenes and outwardly. States don't have friends, they don't have enemies, they have interests. And in those interests, they get allies at times, and sometimes they have enemies. Ideologies even are often nullified for the state of state interests. And then state interests are not always the same as our interests. And who is the our? I'm talking about the people. It's all very complex, right? But you are giving tools now to see the history of development of certain ideas and certain types of things that are mobilizing societies and that elites can tap into. Okay. Now, this week's work, we're also doing Africa now. And the documentary about History Denied is really important as well. So, to get some grasp on Africa and Islam right now, so important. And here you guys are learning it, okay? And you should really be excited about this. So, if you have any questions for me or problems, even though I'm super busy, I want you to really pursue me to get, I'm not trying to be elusive, and I'm not burdened by your trying to talk to me. I'm just juggling a lot, okay? So the squeaky wheel gets fixed. If you have anything that you need, contact me. If I don't contact you sooner than later, then try and contact me again. All right, everybody. Again, have a blessed Thanksgiving week, and we'll be in touch.